Testosterone and depression. Now, it's no secret that low testosterone can cause symptoms of depression and/or anxiety and depersonalization. The problem is that the NHS unfortunately doesn't treat mental health problems in the way that it should do. It doesn't tend to address the cause, it simply looks for a solution. So it isn't uncommon for my guys to have already been to their doctor and presented with typical symptoms of low mood, decreased energy, decreased motivation and drive, decreased everything, irritability, essentially, sometimes feeling passengers in this world, being there, being present but not present. There's a peculiarity that a lot of guys describe, that they just don't really feel themselves. So they often present to their doctor, describe their symptoms. A good doctor will look for social issues, environmental issues, and physical and psychological issues, and hopefully address them. The problem is your doctor's got 10 minutes. He's got 10 minutes to address your ideas, your concerns, your expectations, come up with a necessary management plan after an appropriate examination and conducting the necessary investigations. Now, that's a lot in 10 minutes. So unfortunately, the quick fix is to offer antidepressants. Now, a lot of my guys have refused antidepressants because they've said they're not depressed. So they've looked to alternate diagnoses, and obviously when they present to me, they've had that eureka moment from reading online that their symptoms are most likely attributable to low testosterone. Unfortunately, the GP isn't particularly receptive to that idea. So they offer antidepressants. The guy goes away, takes the antidepressants, they don't work, comes back, GP suggests increasing the dose, goes away, doesn't work, comes back, GP suggests changing the dose. Then they go back and they say, well, actually no, we'll try you with a different antidepressant because this one doesn't seem to be working. So, the cycle continues. Now, hopefully they've been offered talking therapies. Now, talking therapies can help if you're in the right mindset. And obviously these guys aren't often in the right mindset to be receptive to the necessary information that they're presented with. So, talking therapies are for sure more effective than the pharmacological options available for treating depression and anxiety and depersonalization. But who has access to sufficient talking therapies? Not many CCGs, my God, honestly, So they've often had the cure-all antidepressants, cure-all talking therapies, and funnily enough, it hasn't cured their depression, anxiety, or depersonalization because they've got low testosterone. Now, I'm in no way, shape, or form saying testosterone cures depression. I am saying that you cannot separate the physical and psychological, and you cannot separate the psychological and the physical. They are dependent, they are not independent. So when somebody presents with symptoms of depression, which is a psychological illness, you need to look for a potential reversible physical cause. So often a workup, if your GP bothers to do bloods, is a full blood count, thyroid function test, and sometimes an HbA1c to look at the sugar. Very rarely would they check testosterone, because oh my god, if they actually had found a low testosterone, they'd have to do something about it, or justify a reason for not doing something about it. It's natural aging, isn't it? It's just you know. So you cannot underemphasize the importance of a holistic approach to patient care. You cannot underemphasize the importance of having a common sense approach to patient care. So you should look for a cause. You should try and identify whether that is a reversible cause or something that needs to be looked into more. So when treating depression, look for a cause, look to identify possible triggers, identify them and potentially resolve them. Mental health is very complicated. You know, there are social aspects, environmental aspects, there are physical aspects, there's all sorts. Now, and I'm not pretending in any way, shape or form that testosterone cures all. But if you can restore somebody's testosterone and improve their physical health, that will hopefully improve their psychological health. You know, it isn't rocket science. Unfortunately, the state of mental health care within the UK is atrocious. Now, it's okay to say, well, you know, let's raise awareness, but we need to be proactive here. You know, how many high-profile suicides have happened through seemingly well-balanced people? It's scary. We don't know the cause of mental illness in a lot of people. We don't know the cure. You know, we've got the talking therapies, we've got the medications. You know, they're still using ECT. But it seems to be effective, zapping somebody's brain. Wow, scary stuff. I mean, we're gonna look back in 50 years and think, wow, how barbaric were we? And the answer to that is very barbaric, but it seems to work. But we slightly go off on a tangent. Now, everybody wants to talk about mental health, but nobody really knows what to do. So, you know, let's bring mental health to the forefront. Let's start talking about it. Okay, well, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's apply some common sense to this, and if you can identify a physical cause for your depression, address it. Now, the evidence behind testosterone's association with mental health isn't as strong as we'd like it, because it's impossible to have strong evidence regarding the causative factors involved in mental health. You know, suicides, you can't do a testosterone test retrospectively, but if you can identify a physical problem, address it. Geez, it's not rocket science. So I am not trivializing mental health and people's struggles by saying get your testosterone checked. I am not saying testosterone will cure your depression. I am saying it is linked to depression. I am saying that the mindset can change significantly with optimizing your testosterone levels. Again, not high levels, talking about normal levels. I'm talking about working with nature. I'm talking about titrating your dose so that you have optimal levels of all your bioavailable androgens. This isn't the bro science. This is working with nature. This is making sure that your levels are optimized so that you can have form and function. You cannot separate physical and psychological health. You cannot separate psychological and physical health. This is a big, massive picture that you need to address everything. So testosterone doesn't cure depression, but it is certainly a catalyst, and it is one of the necessary foundations in order to be able to address the other things, like your diet, your exercise, and your lifestyle. You know, it can have a dramatic impact on your psychological well-being. So, for the sake of a blood test, get your testosterone checked. There are physical and psychological benefits from having a normal testosterone. We are launching a campaign called Healthy Body, Healthy Mind, choosetrt. It isn't flippant. It isn't sensationalized. It is literally just encouraging you to look after your own health and being proactive, something that will help you in the long run. So please support us. It's only together that we can affect a positive change to society, you know, and if the campaign helps one person, we've done our job. If it helps hundreds, if it helps thousands, wow, brilliant. But it's enough just to affect somebody's life. You know, we know that optimizing testosterone levels can have a dramatic impact on mental health. Let's spread the word. Ta-ra, guys.